So there's the outline, all traced out. Now what I'll do is fire up the little Burgess bandsaw and get it roughed out. So a few minutes with the little Burgess bandsaw and we've got our roughed out stock shape. Now it still needs some work. Obviously I've got to do quite a lot of sanding. I'll use the belt sander to clean up all the edges, and this end I will need to mill out a small amount of rebate on this because it is slightly still too thick for the actual receiver, the Daisy receiver, but it's coming along nicely. Many days later, after a hell of a lot of sanding, rubbing down and many coats of finishing oil, the new stock for the Daisy number 960 Old Trusty training rifle is finished. And it's come out really well, but then it was an absolutely superb piece of mahogany. It really is lovely. It's just excellent. So I've made new pivot bolts for the trigger and the lever. That's the lever pivot bolt. That's the stock retaining bolt. I've even found a new top screw for it, which is slotted rather than the Phillips head, which was the one that was in there. So it's all ready to go back together. So I'll do that off camera and we'll see the finished gun. And there it is, and I have to say it's looking a hell of a lot better than it was when I got it. The new stock is very nice. It's turned out well. The finishing oil does a really good job on wood, particularly on the hardwoods. It really is excellent. And I'll grab a picture of what the stock is supposed to look like, which is that. Now obviously, you know, the original stock's got checkering on it and it was moulded out of plastic, so it's rounded. But roughly the shape is, I think I've got the shape, you know, pretty much the same. But I don't have the skills to produce a wooden stock like that, and so I've gone for the sort of slab-sided Red Ryder type stock. But it's just turned out really nice, and re-bluing the barrel and, you know, painting up the trigger, the 3-star trigger, it's turned out really well. Now, since I've been doing the restoration on this, I've been chatting to Resto Mod Daisy's Shane Bruce about another Daisy rifle that I've recently acquired. That's a story for another day. However, he was explaining to me about how the Daisy rifles that were designed to be non-functioning, as in they don't fire anything, and there were several, this wasn't the only one. They have a spring in the muzzle, short one here, which is pressing against a valve in the muzzle round about here. And the idea was that when you fired the gun, the pressure in the air tube forced that valve open, and any excess oil that was in the barrel would come out the front of the gun and appear to be like smoke. And obviously I have significantly oiled the inside of this during the process of restoration, so we'll give it a shot and see whether that actually, you know, works. Now this Daisy is cocked just like any other Daisy. You pull the lever and away you go, sort of thing. But we're interested in the end to see whether there is anything coming out of it that could possibly resemble smoke. So here we go. Oh, definitely. And it's still smoking. Look at that, amazing. And it makes quite a loud bang too. So yeah, it works. Now these guns are not designed to fire anything, obviously. This is a training rifle. However, there is a significant outrush of air pressure from the front of the barrel. You saw that with the expelled oil, which gave us the smoke effect. So I figure that if you were to stick one of these in the end of the barrel, it could quite easily fire it. So let's give it a go. So we have our non-firing Daisy training rifle loaded up with a cork, and there is our target. So let's see what this can do. No problemo. That was only from about 5-6 feet away. I'm going to do some experiments. So there's obviously plenty of punch coming out of it with the cork. So much for it not being able to fire anything. Well, I think that about wraps it up for the Daisy number 960 old trusty training rifle. And I'm well pleased with how it turned out. And obviously it punches out corks no problem at all. Dead safe to use indoors. Cork can't hurt anyone. But obviously you can knock cans over with it. So we'll be having a lot of fun with that. Really pleased with how this one turned out, and it's a great addition to my little collection of daisies. I can't explain why, but I find Daisy BB guns incredibly interesting and fun. They're just fun to use, so there will be more coming, trust me on this. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching. Cheers.